It's like my body telling me, um, it's my body telling me that there's something really important here. And part of it is that there's more clearing that that is occurring. And it's kind of like an intermittent reminder that process is continuing. And on a lot of what I experience in my body is not mine. It's hereditary, intergenerational. Some of it has to do with the collective on the planet right now. A lot of it's ingrained in DNA. And this work in my body affects the whole collective. So that's where we're going with that.
That's good work, Craig.
Yeah.
So share with me the difference between the two words again.
Which two words?
Where you were looking at your body and then you looked at it a different word.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll ask the listeners. Listeners, did you hear I don't remember the exact words, but it was a perception shift, and it was just a slight perception shift, but it was huge.
So instead of trying to work with the symptoms themselves, he's changing his relationship to them. Because he realizes that there's a message in the symptoms, and they don't all belong to him, but it's his body. He didn't use this word, but this is how I understand it. His body resonating with with what went on before in the DNA and what's going on in the collective. Present time.
Thank you. Great capture. Thank you.
Yeah. Good job, Allison.
You're welcome. I'm glad it was. It's really big work, and it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Just the shift from that to because we is like our tendency is to avoid that, or avoid the information and like, what's wrong with me, what is it? And it's like, no, it's just our body is always just trying to tell us,
Responding,
inform us of something. And it's like, what is that? And when we don't know how to deal with it, or don't know how to read into it, don't know how to explore into it, it keeps showing up.
Yeah, for me, it became chronic.
And it can. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, our cells are just chemical reactions, and we get addicted to the chemical reactions. The cells say, "Oh, this is what we want," and so that's what it keeps playing.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it any easier to deal with it. I mean, as much as people want others to just change it all like that and be whatever, man, that doesn't happen. It can, but man, it also can't.
Yeah, my body has no idea what homeostasis actually is.
What is homeostasis?
uh, back to equilibrium.
Well, you're always creating an equilibrium. That's the deal.
Well, that's what's supposed to happen, but my body has never done that.
I got that, and we're just working with the two different perspectives of it, and it's like
Yeah.
our patterns create the equilibrium, yeah, and so whatever we're doing with it, that becomes our equilibrium.
Right.
And is it in our power or not? Is what happens when we become aware by asking the question, reflecting on it, acknowledging, listening to the information.
And it is again about expansion and contraction, right?
Yes. Oh, totally.
I think that is one of the best ways, I think, to measure the tension.
Yeah. It's a shortcut.
It's a signal.
Yeah.
It's a signal that there's tension present.
Mm.
And I want to be careful, like for me, I'm careful with when I use tension. It's like tension can go good or bad, if you will. Tension is resistance, or it's a magnet.
Mm.
So there's always, so since we are always creating, there's always tension. Now our society only talks about tension in a uncomfortable way, but
Right.
no, tension between what you want and where you are now, tension has to be there for creation. How we're receiving the information, allowing the information, is whether we're resisting it, which is stopping the flow. Craig, as you like to say, is like resisting our genius, which is the truest creation.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so it's resist or flow, and with the word tension, right? Flowing doesn't correlate with the English under versions of that. Meaning that most of the time when we think of tension, I have tension, it's like it's a bad thing. Good morning, Allie.
Hey, Ellie.
It's evening for you, but it's morning for me, so I'm sharing my good morning with you. So how should I expect my day to go?
Awesome.
Yay, that's what I love.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Just finished a hard shift. I'm done for the day.
Well, that's right. You start in the afternoons now, don't you?
Yeah, I was working late tonight. I was early shift all last week. That's how I never managed to jump on and see you guys last week but yeah, and this week I'm the opposite shift, finishing at 9 o'clock at night every night. So yeah.
So you just got home from work.
Literally, yeah. And I looked at the clock and I thought, oh, just in time to jump on and see you guys
tomorrow.
Yeah. Picking my word for tomorrow.
No, I didn't have a word today. I think my phrase will be to just let things be.
I was thinking flow as you said that, Alison.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. I was thinking of the tension, as we spoke about, the tension is resistance, and a pole, like a magnetic pole. I was also thinking receiving and giving.
Mm.
You know, those are creations that are going different directions.
But they can feed into each other too, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're
They
part
give
of the same flow.
Yeah.
The receive, give flow. Receive, give, receive, give. It just keeps, it's a cycle.
There you go. Yeah, it's an expansive cycle.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And the more you receive, the more you have to give. The more you give, the more room you have to receive.
And you've got to allow the receiving, right? So many people can't.
Yeah.
It's a big thing that.
Yeah. Making space or holding on to what we had.
Yeah. The grasping.
Grasping.
Yeah. Holding
Wanting
on
to
to
take
it,
it.
holding on to
Can't-
it too long,
You know, and
or
the
taking
problem with
ownership of it.
And the problem with it of looking back to the past is that the future will never be as good.
Meanwhile, it actually is better when you allow it all, right? As you said, you make your choice and you allow the lessons. It's going to stay with me for a long time, Jess, because that's certainly not what I started out in my youth with. It's good to have it now.
Yeah. I wouldn't learn it either. I wouldn't
Is
learn it
everything-
either.
Is everything that happens to us a lesson?
Not necessarily.
I was glad you said that. I just think Abraham Hicks says that, you know, the joy is in the journey.
Yeah.
And so many people in the self-development world are always banging on about lessons. And if you don't learn this lesson, then it's going to come back. And sometimes that can be overwhelming for people.
Absolutely.
You know? And
Yeah.
when you start to think everything's a lesson, you're like, well, where's the joy in that? So I feel like if you focus on that, then you're going to find more things to think about being lessons. Whereas if you just enjoy the journey and have faith and hope for the best, then is it all lessons?
Well, let me, I like that. That was really good. Here's what's there for me is that it doesn't matter. What matters is your charge around a lesson.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. There's a charge around that word for me, the word lesson.
Really, there's a charge.
Oh yeah. I
around-
get a visual of somebody shaking their finger at me and saying,
Yeah.
I hope you learn your lesson, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And if you don't, you're damned. You know what I mean?
That's right. So
There's a
it can
whole
only
connotation
that,
around that.
that word can only go one direction
Yep.
until we're aware of it. And so great. I hadn't like pulled it apart that way, but it's like, the lesson is to find the joy in the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And try and do better. Tell yourself you'll do better the next time and that you're learning.
Right. Learning. Yeah.
Learning. Yeah, learning's a better word.
And that it's all just experience.
Yes.
That accumulates.
Yeah. But
And
that's also a choice in a way, Craig. I think if, as Jesse says, it depends on the charge, right? So if the charge is negative, then it accumulates in a negative way.
mhm.
If there is an allowing, so the charge is positive, then it accumulates, but it grows, so it doesn't stay the same. So maybe I would use the word it then sustains creativity.
Yeah.
And it's sustaining the thought, the positive thought, for more than 16 seconds so that another thought joins it.
Yeah. Lifelong learning is actually a
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
It's actually a truth. Yeah.
It really is. It really, really is.
Yeah.
Because it's
And
lifelong.
so is growth.
Yeah, because it's lifelong creation.
But how long is life?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know. Like I turned 40 in this year, and I'm like, how did that even happen?
Well,
Oh my God,
we know
What
that your
I-
life doesn't end when your body dies.
I would
Yeah.
give to be 40 in my 40-year-old body. Wow.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
wow. What I'd do to be in my 20-year-old body, you know?
Yeah, I do. Okay, guys, I'm going to love and leave you. Thank you so much for this half hour. It was a good start to my day.
Thanks,
Have a
Allison.
great day,
Enjoy it.
Alison.
You
Thank
too.
you, Allison.
Lovely to
Bye.
hear you. Ellie.
Always good to have
Okay.
you here.
Yeah.
Bye, Nikki.
Cheers, Alice.
Yep. Time to share
Okay.
this. When I experienced the onset of debilitating pain, my first assumption was that I was being punished for something. Something that I was personally responsible for, and God or the universe was punishing me to try to right it. And so when I say changing my relationship with pain, that's the context. It's not about punishment, and it's not personal.
There's a collective lesson that needs to be learned. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Exactly.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy to punish
Yeah.
ourselves. I mean, it doesn't do it. It accumulates negativity.
Well, totally.
Negativity accumulates. It's not like we're stuck. It's negative accumulations. It works the opposite way as creation. And we wonder why. we can't experience the joy. Oh, it'll never be any better than it was. Holy, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who wants to be around that?
The good old days. How many people say that? And I think, God, the best days are still to come.
We just did it. Wish I was 20, right? Yeah.
So I did. So
yeah.
we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all did.
I didn't.
Oh, Jesse. Brilliant.
But what I did do was like, oh, what would it be like to be 80? Just ask the question. That was where I
Yeah.
went. Because it was like, oh, I noticed that I hadn't done that.
I have thought about that often. I've become friends with an old lady that lived in the next village from us. And I went to her surprise 80th that her daughter had through for her. And she was 81 yesterday. And she's beautiful. And the most beautiful picture of the two of us came up on my Facebook memory today of me and her. And she looks fabulous. Absolutely amazing, this woman. I met her, she was a network marketer for years. She brought Mary Kay into Australia.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Delma. Yeah.
Is she full of joy or pain at 80?
She's struggling. She's struggling. She tried to commit suicide not that long ago. Ended up in the St Charles Gardner Hospital up in Perth. She'd lost her memory for a while. She couldn't remember, didn't even know who we were for a while before it started coming back. She took that many painkillers.
Wow.
But it's been a lesson for her, I guess. She knows we all love her and she's on a good path now. She's really, really embracing it now. So, and I've noticed a big difference in her. So we're going for coffee on Tuesday. So yeah, I'm excited to see her. She's like my little gran. I never had a gran growing up. An army child. I've never seen my gran. Well, I did meet two of them. I did meet them. But yeah, she's lovely. 81 and she is fabulous, man. So she's good energy to be around. Really good. Our surprise party was amazing. I was the youngest person there. I was full of all these older women and I was learning so much about their lives and it was just a brilliant day. So to get to 81, I think is a real amazing. I know none of my grands lived that long. So
Sounds like she died before she died. And what's left is coming back to life.
Do you think that's what's happened?
Yeah, because that's what's happened to me.
Are we still talking about suicide here? Excuse my ignorance.
That might be part of it. But I just got an insight around around the whole thing about being debilitated when you're still in your 40s. And it's like, well, seriously, it's like dying before you're dead. Or before your time.
Yeah.
It's like being 90 when you're 40. And living that
Life.
elder disablement when you're still in midlife, in true age.
So you're telling me to embrace my 40s.
If that's what you want to get out of that, then I suppose.
Well,
But I just
what's
see it,
wonderful is you could.
yeah, I just see a life pattern that I see a common life pattern between my own life and the life of this Gran you talk about.
Yeah.
There's a common thread through that, because she had a stage where she lost her memory, and now her memory's coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's doing really well.
Yeah. The big takeaway for me in that experience is a whole new understanding of what is true and what is false. What is real and what is artificial.
What is our words for today?
I'm going with expansion.
Expansion.
That's a good one. I've got that many. I can't even think. Inner peace.
That's good. My word for the day is acceptance. Acceptance for the past, present, and future.
And space. Space. And in space, it's like to let go, make room for new space. Be a demonstration for that. Expanding acceptance of space. How did the focus change with the question?
What could happen if you make room?
the could word again. The word could, such a powerful word. A powerful creative word.
My word was powerful.
Hmm. Good way to wrap it all up, Allie. Thank you. Will you wrap it all up for us? The words, put it in a vortex and send it out.
Put out into the vortex. We are the powerful creators of our own reality.
And expanding our choices and accepting our choices and accepting space in our power, through our power, of our power. And power is our emotions, is our experience in the choice.
The powers in the
Grasping for,
choice.
grasping for yesterday or allowing tomorrow.
I'm going to take this word into tomorrow. I'm going to sit with this word in my meditation in the morning and feel the power of the morning, of the vortex, my creation. And the collective. Together.
Sending you peaceful rest.
Inner peace. And you have a powerful day.
You have a wonderful evening and night.
Night. Night, guys.
Sleep
Good.
well.
Good night, Ellie.
Bye.
Accepting and denying. That's attention. So sometimes we have to bring awareness to the opposites. And sometimes we allow the already baked in tensions. We use it that way in our creations, in our conversations, in our work with others. Work with ourselves. So I notice from asking the question around what our words are, we've been more silent. No judge, just a reflection. And in the reflection, say, oh, if that's that for me, what does that mean? Hmm. It means is that we don't have enough silence in our life, in our society, in our culture.
Ain't that the truth?
It's like in the silence is where the inner peace can be allowed and found and explored, which is where the passion comes from, where our genius comes from, which is purpose. Yeah. We can discover the power of the silence, power of our genius. Wow. Just the choice to say you ruined everything. Hmm. And then the belief behind it that nothing will change, you know. And the obvious to me behind that is the future will never be better. It sure sounds like a punishment to me.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to go there, isn't it?
I'd call that a accumulating negative pattern, yeah. Oof.
There's a very deep desire to inside that to want to escape it.
Mhm.
You know, there were many days when I wished I could die, but I couldn't. I did gain a new understanding of what death is, though. Or to put it another way, my relationship with death changed.
It can, huh?
Yep.
Was it worse or was it better?
Different.
Mm. Different.
The understanding expanded.
Which to me means was a step forward and out of the darkness, out of the low spot, out of the heaviness, out of the punishment, out of the hurt and pain. And it is a choice, like to see a choice when it is darkest. It is also
It made it
the
easier to
hardest.
see the light from there.
Mhm, mhm.
There's a lot more contrast when you're standing in the dark.
Mm. Mm. I'll practice here for a moment. thinking back, it was like COVID hit. Yeah, almost 4 years coming up on it now. Yeah, is it 4 years? No,
3.
3 years. 3 years. So whoa, my time's off then. All right. Anyway, only coming up on 3.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like it's been a lot longer, isn't it?
Oh, geez, I added a whole year then. All right. Anyway. Anyway. What was my point? I forgot. It's practicing. Oh, I was practicing. So it was like COVID hit. Yeah. And it was part of like frustrated. I was frustrated with my business. I was frustrated with not life and like not family, none of that like that. But it, for me, so much of it was connected to work and career that it would, if I wasn't being successful in that, then I couldn't have a successful family. That was there, like there even. That's just me. That's my provider aspect of it. Yeah. And so then it all fell apart, right? Or uncertainty was there, and I didn't know how to. Like, it was for the first time in my life that I didn't have a way out, as I thought, right? I put myself in it. It was like that became my story. It was like every other time I could get out. And so I shifted focuses like, well, oil, I'm in oil. So oil in California is going to end, and it's going to end before my career is over. I got to find something else, right? To support, to bring in, to move our business somewhere else. And so that became a journey. And it really all started because I couldn't damn sleep, worrying so much for 4 months until July, from COVID hit till July. 2 to 3 hours a night, but it was the same damn worry every time. And every time I came to the worry, it was like there was nothing I could do. And what it did, it pulled apart my safety net, yeah, that I had in the background, that I had made up, that I could always rely on when business fell apart or went bad or ended, yeah, like they all do. And then I experienced like a loan, found that. And what I was working was like to get out of the oil for 3 years. I was working to get out of oil. And then in all reality, what it came back to was that no, I'm here to help everyone get out of oil.
Wow, what an opportunity that was, hey?
A big shift, right? It's like, oh, I was going to take me out of oil, but it was like, no, how do we get all of us out of oil? And that became my passion. Around December sometime, all thanks to frustrated doing my meditations alone. So this morning, as a result of that, it's I found it because of this morning, working with everyone that's been through here. And now when I look back, I can see that I can easily put together this story of why it had to go that way. But in the middle of it, I couldn't. I didn't have the answer. And even though I was asked all the time about what I was doing and why, I'd always had a story with it, but it wasn't a complete one. It wasn't full. I knew it wasn't right. So that had me keep looking, keep exploring, keep focusing in
Incomplete
on.
story. That's good.
Yeah. And I think it's always incomplete. Like all different versions become incomplete. But I think it started part of the alignment, which we were working yesterday. So it's like so often we think like if I like so this evening I'm going to be working with the college students, right? And it'll be like, what do you want? And we think we know. We think we know. And if we think we know, then we also like think when we ask, it'll be there. And it is, we just may not be able to read it, to hear it, to see it in the moment of now. That was definitely my case. And so it's like, even though when I realized it sometime in November, I don't remember when it was that I realized this, or December. It was an idea that became 3 product iterations from them. And I haven't used a product yet. I haven't changed anything yet. But what I will say is that I've amplified scalability, amplified revenue, amplified profitability, or at least structures to do that in a way that is impossible to say no.
Making space for yes.
Yeah. And it comes back to the brilliance that I've heard from someone here. It's like, yes, I just need one yes. Just need one yes. And it's like when I think of the one yes, it's like that structure for just one yes gives so much focus. So I'll celebrate for a moment. I was pushing for a product. I was pushing to get worldwide rights for a product just before this one. And they were telling me no. I wasn't happy about it. I was not happy about it. But I didn't let it bother me too much. It was like, oh, finally, I was just like, okay, I got it. Like, I accept. I am allowing their no. And I think, I haven't confirmed it yet, but again, it's like, I'll go with my intuition on it. Even though that was what I wanted, like was the worldwide, it wasn't the product that I needed. So, which is why the creations wasn't allowing the yes. So again, making space when to say, okay, I'm not going to push for that. I'm not going to push through that no. I'm not going to fight that no. I'm just going to accept that no. And it come to another product, a guy I've known, same type of thing. He's the guy that introduced me to the first product and says, I'll say yes. Okay. And it just keeps getting bigger, better,
Yeah.
different,
Yeah, that-
different.
Yeah. That one yes changed everything, didn't it?
Oh man. Well, it gets us all out of oil. Now, that's a long ways off, and no, do I have a technology that says you don't have to use oil anymore? No. It's the structure, it's the thinking, it's the shaping new space to think about it rather than just always looking back. Well, we've always done it this way. We've always done it this way. We've always done it this way.
Doesn't that change your relationship with oil?
Well, yes. And I don't know how you mean by it, but I know that how I know of it, it does. And it changes it in the way of why I was called to it.
Yeah.
And why I beat my head against the wall for 16 years with just very few yeses. Nor did I appreciate the yeses I got. There's my lesson. There's my joy.
Yeah.
There's my joyful lesson, is to appreciate the yeses I get. Oh, wow. Okay, there's my learning for the day.
Yeah. There's different significance.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, change your relationship to yes. Wow. Yeah, and seeing the significance of this yes.
What's beautiful is it the 16 years of what I built doesn't change any of it. Like the structures, it doesn't change. All I do is replace one product with another product and keep doing, and then end up doing a whole lot more.
Yeah. Doing more with it.
A whole lot more with it. Yes.
In sync with it.
With 3 additional revenue streams. I mean, like with the same offer, the same, like not changing anything, but not only that, it's like from hoping for 10% here in the Bakersfield area, right, to every well globally. That's scalability to a yes. man, it all sat with what would I love sitting in that for, I thought almost 3 years. Yeah. What would I love? What would I love to do for 3 years? And then for 2 years chasing something else, 2.5 years chasing something else. All to bring me back and say, that's what I needed to see. So that's my celebration for today.
Could you say that what you really wanted showed up at the right time?
Oh yeah, I mean, and not even knowing what I wanted was the big part of it. Yeah, I mean, and it's still going through. It's still, all of that's still happening. But without a doubt, it's like there's no way I could have imagined that this would have been, before November, no way in hell was this even possible. And I'll say, but with all reality, it all was because of my charge towards the greenhouse gas, the climate change, right? The whole climate change, and blaming oil. There was no space for me to see the opportunity until I shifted that, or better yet, a network came in and said, you could do this with that. Huh. I'm all for the climate change now. And like, seriously, not like I would deny it, but it was like, no, well, oil denies it, let's put it that way, or has in the past.
And now you can do the same thing with full awareness.
Full awareness to transition out of oil. That's all I'm helping with, so that some genius can come up with a way that we don't need it anymore. We don't have to burn it anymore, as Pascal says. So that's my space for the day. And when I figure out the numbers, I'll be able to share what the new insight adds to it. And I think it's going to be, well, better yet, it's 20 times the credit I was looking at. So the space of yes. That's how my word plays today. How does your word play for the day?
Well, the yes expands.
There you go. There you go.
Yes is an expansive word.
Yeah.
And no is constrictive.
Sure
So
is.
there you go.
Sure is, right? Ugh. You guys, do you notice how much? No, go ahead, Nikki, go.
No, I just like that because mine's accepting the yes. Finally, I've come to that point. That's my starting point. Yeah. It's been a wide awakening.
Oh, I don't know. Those wide awakenings usually are really tough.
Very tough. And that's the thing,
Yeah.
you know. But I like what Craig also speaks about the body and the mind, because it isn't separate, but we still have to come together with training it to know that it has to catch up.
Ooh, that's good.
And so I'm just training my body now to catch up.
Mm.
Because it is in the feeling. And that's where we gotta like allow ourselves to get into that feeling.
Mm.
My body is wiser than I am.
Absolutely. It's been there, done that. Got the t-shirt.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. That's what it is. I think, we're trying as humans, trying to figure everything out, just everything. Why with a big question mark. And then when you just get into it really and embody that feeling of saying, yeah, what can I do now, for the person that I'm becoming? What is it that the future is better than the now? Because it isn't. I'm satisfied with what my body looks like. For absolutely. I wouldn't want to go 20 or 30 in my 30s. I'm very happy. But I just choose to choose what I want to see in the mirror, and that's my choice, and it's got nothing to do with age. Age is a number. Because as I witness now, I rather be in conscious for 1 year than being conscious for the last 40 years of my life, going through patterns and unbeliefs and all this unpacking business that we have to go through, because it's life experience, I guess, being here on earth. So, there's nothing to figure out. And what I love, what we started when I came into this, is you can come into the unknown. You don't have to know everything. You don't need to respond to everything right at that moment. Even with yourself, you don't have to put these demands on yourself constantly every single day. Like, why am I not like this? Why am I doing this? Why did I did this? Why is this? Why that? And now I realize, you know what? Whatever I choose now, I'm going to give it to myself with love and compassion. I don't need to figure. And that goes with everything. For human needs, I'm going to give it to myself, because I can give it to me. And when you get to that place where you're not attached, you're not attached to the things anymore or people, I can give it to me. But what I do enjoy and what I do want to experience is to share it with people that are coherent and want it. Not that you don't want it, what you really want. And that's where I am now. And it's a place where it used to like really concern me, but no more. It doesn't concern me anymore, because now I've limited myself. And that's what you have to do sometimes. You just got to limit yourself. Got to sometimes just like know that whatever you're doing it for the collective. You're doing it for everybody else too. So you can give it to yourself. That's number one. And knowing that that's your gift. That's what you are. Yeah, you're not just going through the motions anymore. You're not just trying to go from one obstacle to the next, or one struggle to the next, or one suffering from the next. You can actually heal yourself. I'm just, yeah. Because the whole thing with me and with everyone, I think in general, we're always looking outside And mine was validation because I needed to be confirmed. I needed to know, you know, and that's cool. It's nice. It's nothing bad, nothing wrong. Nothing's wrong with that. But when you go internally and go, you come into alignment with me, in coming in agreement with knowing whatever I'm choosing, that I have that support. And I think that's more to me that I aim for in relationships. I'm not here for you just to tell me what I want to hear. I want to hear what you're telling me because you truly love me. Because that's what love is. You tell the truth to somebody, but you tell it in a way that they know that they can be able to receive it and feel that they can take the obvious action steps, because that's what is inspirational. That's the acceptance of allowing somebody to be themselves. And I feel this is vitally important, to be yourself. And I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful for that.
Yes, if the world gave more of that space. Which means we have to give it, you know? Means all of the collective, everyone needs to learn. Deal with your own shit. I didn't aim that at you, right? You knew that.
Oh no, I totally hear that. No, I don't. Absolutely. What I heard was so clear, because I've always, you know, very sensitive to people's behaviors, and it used to like really set me back, and I got very very discouraged, and it was very hard for me to give to myself at that moment, because I thought, well, this person is not, you know, it's not capable. It's just not capable. And when you know that you can't give what you can't give what you don't have. So I came also to this realization where I have tried for many, many years, and I did what is right for many, many years too. And I looked within and I said, what can I do to better this? You know, what can I do to really benefit this? And then I thank God I went within and said, the energy and everything that I'm giving out to others, I'm going to give it to myself. That's where it started. And then I thought, wow, this is really nice. This is, wow, really, is this possible? Yeah, it's possible. And I started to get really joyful, and I started to go, wow, I'm not like in my head anymore thinking about what somebody said or what they did. Oh my God, it was really all that energy. I took my power back, and I thought, wow, this is like Superwoman. I feel like I'm flying. And that's what it's been. It's been like that. And then it comes to a place where you get it all funky, and you go, okay, and you approach it. And I had to make a hard conversation with somebody, and it's like this person is very in denial, and you can't speak to anybody that doesn't want to listen. And but I also felt in my heart that I had to, for myself, speak it out, that I at least can say that I'm releasing it now, that I'm not hiding, and it's not like I'm not confronting the elephant in the room. I'm going to be my truth, and I'm going to say it in a way that what I need, if it's going to be this relationship, yeah, what I need. And for me to receive that in knowing, what does Nikki need? Because I never asked that question. It was always, what does other people need? So I asked that question, and I said, wow, that's interesting. And then, you know,
yeah,
yeah, it was told. It was told to me in a way that I could say, at least now I know the truth.
Mm.
And it's not me hitting my head every time because this other person is just stuck. And you can't tell other people how to live their lives. You can't tell people how to love you. You could just show by their behavior. And that's what I look at now. And so I've had to make a very hard decision, and I'm very happy with the decision I've made because I don't live in regrets. I've come too far in my life, and I'm not living in regrets. I'm not. I know pain. I know pain very well. Pain has been a very good friend to me. It's taught me a lot. But I'm not suffering. I'm not. That's the option. I'm not suffering anymore. And so I'm taking myself to a place where I can say it's no matter if it doesn't work out or does work out or how I would like it, but what's important is what I'm going to be choosing, because you can be in a funky, you can have 1 or 2 days, but you can't stay there, and I don't stay there. And so, I got to talk about it out to a very, very good friend of mine. It's my very good friend of mine. And it was just amazing because you know what she did? We were talking and I just cried. And she just told me. And that was it. She didn't have to tell me anything. And I looked at her and, it was like the most amazing release I've ever felt. Well, when I say ever, but in this situation, it's just like, there you go. So sometimes I realize it's not about telling anybody, telling anything to anybody, but giving them that space that they can just be and feel, and then give them that space to know it's okay. And so last night we had it was very difficult because response and everything like that. I could tell her late at night, when she was talking, we were just saying goodnight because she's actually my neighbor. She's my neighbor. Her name's Melissa. And she's a very good friend of mine. And it was just lovely. It was just lovely to be able to say thank you that you were my friend. You're good. When I say we were just talking in our texting, and we were just saying, or I was saying, thank you for being a friend that I could cry on, shoulder to cry on. And I think that's beautiful. Because I never allowed myself to be that. I never allowed myself to do that. And for me to express that, and she gave me the space to do that, it was like, wow. And then afterwards, we just had we started laughing. We were laughing.
Mhm.
And that's the beauty of it, It's just a feeling. It's just a release of letting go of what was, and letting go of what you think it should be, and just letting go of accepting the fact that people are where they are, and you can still love them. You can love them, but I also have to love myself enough. So I accept it. And what's also beautiful is that I can also wish somebody well. I don't mean any harm. I don't want to hurt anybody. That's not my intentions ever to hurt anybody. Honestly. But when you accept and you give yourself that you choose yourself, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I say the validator is the hardest pattern. Why? Because it's mine.
What's that? The validator? Did you say?
Yeah, yeah. I don't. My point is I don't. It's my. I know we all have ours. Yeah, like everyone has one. But I don't know any other one but that one, right? As the primary. My point is, it's hard for all of us in that pattern, whatever our pattern is. And it's not easy. It's not easy to find our own pattern, let alone others. I think that's what, we can just be the mirror. And it sure doesn't make it any easier. But faith, huh? Faith that it will. So I use your word from yesterday.
Yeah. It's really has helped me. My faith has really helped me. It's giving me strength. But also, like you said, when you're in the storm, when things really are like in the middle of a storm, like serious trouble, like all just coming down on you, it's very hard to see. It's so hard because it takes you out of everything, and you just go, oh my goodness, what is this? But that's when you have to hold on to this, like just hold on and just really have faith in knowing that the storm is going to pass and this too shall pass. And we just hold a little longer. And as the storm will pass, it does pass eventually because it has to, it will. Then you go, oh, now I understand. And that's the thing with pain. I think when we talk about pain, that is when you really know what is in the lesson of that pain. And it is, when I say lesson, because it is the gift. In the pain, there's a message. It's unfolding. We are discovering ourselves every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And dealing with so many things, not just in our thoughts, but with our experiences and everything. It's just everything. And so, yeah, it's just, the faith of accepting whatever is. And so whatever comes, I ask, just teach me what I need to know in this situation, because this is what I've come to. Just teach me what I need to know in the situation. I don't care. I don't want to be right. I don't want to be wrong. People are going to have their perception. They're going to have their opinion. They're going to also manipulate it. People also do what they want to do when they want to do it for their own good. It's selfish. It is selfish. People are selfish. They're selfish. They keep you on a trail for as long as they can, as much as they can, and then eventually go, oh, well, I told you, well, this is how it's going to be. So in the end of the day, I just want to be honest. Just be honest with me. Don't bullshit me. Just be honest. Just come straight up and say, this is what it is. Thank you very much. Can we work with this? Is there anything we can deal with this? Whatever it is. Don't deceive me. Don't deceive me. Don't pretend. I had enough pretense in my life. I can only deal with real now. I can only deal with real. Don't come with small talk with me. I'm not here for small talk. I'm here to move on, get solutions. I'm taking responsibility. I'm not here to blame myself. I'm not here to put myself in shame. I'm not here to hurt myself, punish myself. I've been there, done that. I'm here to know what I know now, and what I love about Alison or Alison said is what we know now. That she now knows what she now knows, and thank God she knows. And that's what we got to come to. We got to just know that what Alison just clearly confirmed today. Thank goodness that I know now. What I know now, I thank you. Thank you. And what I didn't know, but now I know. And that's it. And so that's why I am not surprised for the people that are coming into my life where I would only dream about it. It used to be in my dreams. And now I am literally in this reality, have people that once were in a dream that are absolutely in my reality, living, breathing organs, like, hello. And that I celebrate today, because that's who I am. I'm a magnet for healthy relationships. And that's what I choose. I'm not interested in what we did or what we shouldn't have done. What doesn't matter. I'm accepting everything, taking responsibility for everything. And being very, very thankful. All the people that came into my life, all the people that were absolutely teachers, who taught me something that I could look within myself and say, that's not what I want, and that's what I want. Yeah. That's what I celebrate today. It's what I celebrate today. And it feels so good. My God, does it feel good. It's confusing, hey? But that's the thing. That's another thing. It's so crazy, confusion, yeah? But in the confusion, it feels good. It's crazy good. So I'm not expecting like all clarity and unicorns and rainbows and no, it's in the confusion that I'm actually feeling good. And that to me is bizarre. Because I always thought, no, it's got to be like one line straight. Yeah.
That's growth, Nikki.
Oh my God. It's crazy. And it's painful. Trust me. It's not a joke. It's just pain. But now I'm starting to embrace it with such understanding that wow. There's a whole new identity coming into this whole play, yeah, that I have prayed for, that I have wanted, that I have been practicing for, and now it's saying, yeah, it's presenting itself. Are you going to take it now? Are you going to accept this, or you're going to deny it? You're going to deny yourself? You're going to abandon yourself? You're going to reject yourself? You're going to hurt yourself? Yeah. Because I know all about that, okay? And so I go, no, thank you. No. This is where I say, I'm going to love myself enough. to make my body feel good, to make me feel everything around me the best I can make it. Because that's what I came here for. That's what I came here for. To make a better place. Mm.
I hear you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know you do. I know you do. Like, I know you do. And I think that's the biggest gift you can give to somebody.
Mhm.
And also the receiver also understands that this is just reciprocating, give and taking. There's no one's, it's just a give and take, you know. If I can give, I give. Then it's my turn to take. And then it's give and take and give and take and give and take.
Mhm.
You can't just give all the time. You wear yourself out. And trying to please and yeah, we're talking about making people happy and making them feel good and what do they want and how can I show you how I love you? How show me how? No, I mean, not to say no to that, but you can also do everything right and it's still wrong in their eyes, eh? You can do everything right, like everything in your absolute understanding of what you can give. It can still be wrong, man. They can tell you, no, it's not enough. Because there's people out there that are going to tell you you're not enough. You're not giving enough. You're not being enough. You should be this. You should be that. Why are you this? Why are you like that? Because you're not a pushover. That's why. Because once upon a time, they could take advantage of you. Once upon a time, they sweep you under the carpet and not consider you, or consider your feelings even. Change can be a real bitch, eh? But it can be a blessing too. And change is inevitable. It's important to change.
I think it has to. I mean,
It has
it's
to
always
change.
changing. It's always changing.
Yeah.
And it's only better in the change.
Yeah, because when I get off this call, I'm a different person. I've changed. I'm not the person I was even 5 minutes ago. Changing all the time. Maybe not see it, but we're changing all the time. And so now I'm going to embrace change. Now I'm going to witness change. Now I'm going to observe the change. And I'm going to be the change. Because I'm not here to tell anybody how to live their lives or what they need to know, what they should be. But I am going to be the change. Just because. That's it. And that to me is very exciting. Because I never thought that was really possible. Honestly, I never thought it was possible. But it is. It really is. And we all are in that same, we're not separate with this. So the change that we can make to make a change for others and for the world. Energetically, you know. You don't need to be in somebody's life physically. You can energetically, you can be more so in their lives than being there physically. And that gives me great pleasure. That's pleasure for me. Pleasure for my body, pleasure, just pleasure. I can just feel that feeling of just pleasure. And when I meditate, I'm meditating to everybody in what I am meditating with. And no, I maybe not be there. I maybe not see them. I maybe not even meet them ever. But I know energetically I'm changing. There's a change. Mhm.
Morning.
Mhm. Yeah, change.
Yeah, embracing change.
Isn't it just amazing? Like Michael Jackson, I like his song Mirror Man in the Mirror, Mirror Man. That song. If you want to change the man in the mirror. So what it comes out to, what brings the yes, what we spoke early on, and right now, I'm giving me the yes. I am my own yes now. And I just need one yes. That's me. That's it. I have my yes. Yes to accepting, expanding, powerful. Give it as much space as I want. Yeah. It's fun. It's just like when you think about it, because I'm laughing. I'm not like it's sort of funny because you think about it, like where and what we're gonna be doing. It's like people had such a negative points about you, and then you realize that it was my belief that and then when I said no to that, I said no, that's not what's gonna happen. Everything started changing. So as much as we say yes, we also got to say no. No to the things that are not serving us for our highest good. And that is people. It starts with people. And that's why this space that we are in right now is so much change is happening here of allowing you to give yourself a yes. Because our intentions and motives here is to be that truth, to be energy of expansion, of growth, of solution, of coming together and just weighing our words, and what does that mean, and questioning and having questions and asking. And you do not have to get the answer. I just love the fact that now I don't need to respond immediately. It's really, that's another thing. People I had really a lot of demands on me. And now I started to realize that, no, I don't need to respond to you immediately in a way because of what I am processing. And it's nothing personal. And then, when you do respond and that person just allows you and gives you that space to say, it's okay. You follow? It's like, then you're in a safe space. Then that you can just you are accepted. You just accepted. isn't it? Isn't it? It's like you can give me your feedback. I like, this is just a beautiful place. Like, it's a beautiful place to be.
It is.
It's really
Not an
is.
easy place. It's
it's not
easy, and then
easy.
it is,
It's
but
not
it's
easy.
like all that was the way that we thought we wanted it.
Oh God, that's it. Oh my God. Yeah. There's it. I love it when people finish put it in a compact, like just one sentence. It's like, wow, I just love that. I mean, you're really good at that, Jesse. You're so good at that, because I can be telling you a whole thing and you come into one sentence. I go, oh, you're just like my sister Debbie. She does that. I can write a letter and she'll just write me 2 lines. I go, okay. It's just funny. It's just complicated. It's just funny. I just find it comical. So yeah, but yeah, that's what's so amazing about this expressing and allowing to try to know that when it comes, you'll know.
Yeah.
Our thinking isn't very accurate, is it?
Isn't it? Oh God, yeah, no, it isn't.
But we've been taught that it's the be all end all. And it's really not. It has extremely limited perspective.
It's only the past expected. It's only the past as it's what it knows.
Well, and the things you think you know, right?
Yeah.
Whether you actually know them or not is another question.
So true, but what you know is through a perspective, and we don't challenge our own perspectives.
Yeah.
Creators do, because it's like, oh,
That's it. There's it.
that's what I want. How could I? And man, does it just begin to show up.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you for this morning.
Thank you. Yes, likewise. Thank you. It was wonderful. Very good.
Have a great day.
I'm going to. I will. You too.
Yeah.
Bye, Craig.
Thank you. You too, Craig.
Good timing.
Cheers.
Just finished my walk.
Oh, brilliant.
Go have coffee
Good
with
for
my
you.
dad for a few more mornings. So
Hey, that's
No,
good.
nice.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
great.
Is he visiting you, Jesse?
yeah.
Oh, that's
down for
awesome.
a little while. So
Yep.
Dad
Take
and Mom.
advantage
No,
of
that's
that.
awesome. Yeah.
he's up getting
Enjoy.
coffee. So all right,
There
guys,
you
have
go.
a great day.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse.
Bye.